Good afternoon, beautiful people. Welcome into the Miss Best Reviews channel. We are here to do our weekly review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 13, episode 26. With the cornily named episode, he wasn't manager enough for me. Maybe if Tony Braxton want to come out bankruptcy, she'll start copyrighting these people for using her.
She needs to, because I would have definitely said, hey.
Right. I was looking at that, but y'all, I will be off camera today. I am still behind, but I'm trying to catch up on YouTube. So I did get some videos out that I was supposed to have out a couple days ago. Housewives of Rhode Island and 90 Day the Single Life are up now. We are doing the best we can with what we got. Okay. It took James, Kiwan JTV, Shayna underscore MCD TV, and Vibe X also. Shout out to all of the it took all of them to be like, this is busy. It sounds like you might just have to put YouTube on pause for a second. So I did. But I appreciate them for helping me. Let's welcome in James for Watch About the Reviews. The link to his channel is in the description of this video. When is your next video? That would be probably Monday.
Um, Either Sunday or Monday. I have no idea because
Sunday.
my schedule, y'all, is all out of whack because I'm working mandatory overtime and they keep changing it. They don't keep it consistent. They either take away a day or they add a day or they start it all over again. I don't know what my job is doing. So I will keep you guys posted
I
when
don't know
they
what's happening.
tell me what is going on.
In the meantime, I mean, I've communicated that because me and James do collaborate a lot with each other. We also have a joint channel together. So we'll keep you updated on both channels of what's going on. But, we want
I know
people to
I was
thrive and
asked to
live their
do.
lives.
I know I was asked to do Portia Williams' interview with Carlos King. Someone asked me if I was going to do that. Yeah, I have to watch it first because I have to take Portia with a grain of salt. I do.
Most of it,
So
I watched that interview. I did. And the whole thing, oddly. And most of it was just her avoiding answering questions. But I mean, it could be worth it. It could definitely be worth it to talk about because you covered the show. But she didn't say nothing too bad, but she also didn't really answer any questions. I was actually surprised she wasn't messier.
oh,
I was
okay.
I don't have any, and y'all know I don't like Portia, but I don't have anything bad to say about her with that interview. I think people who've watched her, she behaved the way we would have expected, but she didn't really throw anybody under the bus. It seemed like Carlos was really trying to dig deep to get shade to come out of her. So that you might be pleasantly surprised watching it. But let's welcome in our guest, Shani. I appreciate you for being here. Good afternoon, good evening if you are on the East Coast. I got one eye today. Well, up until 8 p.m. Had to have laser on one of my eyeballs. Didn't hurt, just uncomfortable. Oh, yeah, laser's no fun. I hope
Mm-hmm.
you feel better. You should feel
Mm-hmm.
okay in like
Yeah.
a few days.
Yeah. Just take your recovery. I've had LASIK eye surgery, so yes, it was. It's much different today than it was in 2009 when I did it. But yeah, just you know,
Just heal.
relax, yeah, heal, do exactly, cover it up, do not open it like I did.
Close both of your eyes and maybe find some
Mm.
earplugs and just ignore niggas for a day. Question. So this chick Rennie has 4 kids with 2 different dudes and they both got locked up. I believe she has four she has she had 4 kids prior to the guy that's locked
I
up
was
now
gonna say,
that
yeah,
she's
that ain't,
with.
yeah.
I believe she now has 5 kids and then she's pregnant with kid number 6. Her first 2 children are with a man that she used to be with. He went to prison while she was pregnant with her second child with him. Then she had another baby daddy in between that, and now she's got this one. Yeah, Rennie's gonna confuse a lot of people. Shani says, Zane, be a big boy and tell your mama that you scared to be tested and it come out and you really just don't want to do the surgery. We gonna get into Zane, y'all. Not that the trip means a lot to him. Twin, have you heard of this dude Smooth before? I actually have. I have. He's very, very talented. He did manage a couple of big successful artists to come out of the Bay Area. One of them that they spoke about being Keisha Cole. I've never heard nothing bad about him. He really is about his money. I don't know nothing about music labels and contracts, but Queen, I don't think you're going about me the right way. She must have been competent and she was watching this, y'all. I'm gonna get to Shanny's comments as we go. Um, Shout out to all my new subscribers. I'm sorry my voice sounds like this. I'm losing my voice yet again. But I appreciate everybody for supporting the channel and subscribing. We start this episode with Rennie Rucci. She's in the studio with Spice. I believe in Rennie Rucci's music. I like her personality now. I hope that she leans into music and less into this storyline because no matter what way she explains it to us, we looking at her like she crazy. Am I wrong? Tell me.
No, that's because I feel the same way, but I just didn't want to say it out loud like that.
No, she's talented. She's beautiful. She seems like a good mom. But Rennie Rucci, one of them females where she picked the wrong dudes.
All the time.
She picked the wrong dudes. You could tell she's attracted to whoever got the potential to catch a felony. That's what she liked. And I hope she figures that out. But I'm glad she got in the studio. We're going to move it to an actual scene because that's just how they started the show. Zell Swag, this surprised the hell out of me. Zell Swag went to the studio with Salma Slim. And Selma's music does sound good. I will say that she is talented. She's just a hoe. But, she's a talented hoe. You know what I'm saying? The biggest hoes be talented. Look at the Zeus Network. They all got a talent on baddies, all of them, in some way. So it is what it is. But he brings by Smooth, who Shanny was just bringing up. He is a manager, somebody that's known in artist A&R, helps artists with their careers, things of that nature. He's worked with some big names. I'm not going to go over all of them, but he has worked with a lot of big names and well-known people in the industry, and he's experienced as a manager versus just having the connections. He actually knows what he's doing as an artist manager. Selma wants to fire 24, but apparently 24 is okay with her having a manager, but it sounds like from what Selma is saying, he doesn't want her to seek a manager that is a male. And I'm sorry, I kind of agree with that. If you got a history of cheating just because you don't get your way with your husband, then of course he's not going to want you to have a male manager, especially if you're cheating with men. How do you feel about that, though? Because to me, that makes sense.
I'm torn. Just because there should always be some level of professionalism that everybody should have, like regardless of someone's infidelity or not. I feel like she should be able to work with anybody and keep the lane professional. Now, because this is Selma we're talking about, I don't think that she's capable. So that's where I'm torn. I feel like I can understand.
If they told us more about their marriage, I think it would make
hard
it
for me to
easier.
assess. Yeah, I agree with you because I was like, it's hard for me to assess because you should be able to work with anybody. Like you should be able to. Yeah,
your business should not stem into your personal. And it's interesting that that's the reason that she wants to break apart from him. I just feel like she has to be accountable for her actions.
She does
to a certain extent, but then at the same time, if you choose to stay with somebody who cheated, man, woman, anything in between, I don't care the status of your relationship. If you choose to stay with somebody who cheats, you don't then get to dictate certain areas of their life, who they get to work with, who they get to have friends with. You got to find a way to trust them again. That's just how I feel. Because otherwise, you could have been single, 24, 2,700 pounds, or whatever the hell they be calling you. But we'll see. Selma's going to try and introduce 24 to this Smooth guy at a later time. I did like Smooth because she tried to talk about her situation with her husband, and he made it very clear. He said, I'm about dollars and making money. He said, I'm not trying to get involved in none of the personal. And it's like, Selma, you don't have to explain to everybody that your husband don't trust men and that he don't want you to have a male manager. Like, just network. Like, she's telling too much of her business. Be quiet. Oh. But Zane goes and meets with Jock. And I know y'all got a lot to say probably about this scene. So Zane has a little brother that's having a kidney issue and he needs a transplant. Most of us, for our siblings, I could be at war with my sibling. We could not be speaking. I am the oldest of four siblings. If they call me and I ain't heard from them in 15 years and they like, I need a kidney, I'll get tested. I'll get tested. I feel like when it comes to health and quality of life, like beefs really become smaller, in my opinion. But maybe my husband tells me sometimes I'm too empathetic, so maybe that's that. He also tells me I'm too nice. But if you need me to take a test to see if you need a kidney and it's gonna help your quality of life, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. I don't understand it. But Zane and his family seems very close knit, but he tells Jock that he's decided that he's not going to get tested to donate the kidney. And the reason that he is not going to do it is because he listened to the doctor and he learned that pretty much the surgery is risky. It's going to impact his quality of life because he's losing an organ to give his brother one. In addition to that, Zane says that he is the breadwinner for his family, which I truly do believe. I truly do believe that whole family is using him the way that he moved financially, and that is not love. But he says he handles stuff for his family in terms of bills, vacations, cost. And if he sits down for a month, that could interrupt his money, which I think is true. He's really only relevant during the times that this show is filming. I'm trying to be nice to the little guy. I'm trying to be nice to the little guy. But I don't know what Zayn does outside of love and hip hop these days. I know he came on here talking about he's gonna be a rock star. No more Lil Zane from the rapping days in the early 2000s. Him and the Fighting Temptations and Dr. Doolittle too. No more of that. I don't know what he does outside of love and hip hop Atlanta. I don't be in Atlanta like that, so maybe one of y'all know. But he don't want to sit down for a month. He's decided not to get the kidney. Jock is looking at him like he's crazy. And this is like, if Jock is looking at you like you crazy, then I think you crazy just a little bit. Because Jock is looking at it, he's like, damn, if you're not willing to do this for your brother, and I'm your home, and I'm just your partner, like, what you willing to do for me? I thought that was a little dramatic. But when Jock asked Zayn the question, he's like, what if your brother, would he do the same thing for you? And Zayn was like, yeah, he would do this for me, but still made the choice to not even get tested. I don't know. I kind of agreed with Jock. Like, the least you could do is get tested. It's a fucking blood test. Like, the least you could do is get the test. No one's saying you have to make the decision to have the surgery, but to just say no without even getting tested, because he never knows. He could find out he's a match and it change his own mind. He may decide he wants to do it. But how do you feel about it, James? Because I kind of sided
Um,
with Jock. I'm looking at
I
Zane like
did.
shit.
I definitely sided with Jock. You could tell that Zayn, despite him being the breadwinner and being, the person in his family that everybody looks to, he also comes off very spoiled. And I
Hmm.
think that, you know, just getting tested is just the bare minimum you can really do. It's not like we're saying here, it's not like it's a guarantee that you'll be a match. It's not like it's a guarantee that he will need you. It's only you getting tested. So I didn't see, in my opinion, the big deal. Like, I
Hmm.
didn't see the big deal at all. I thought he was overreacting. I thought that he was just very selfish. Like, it was a very selfish thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with this comment too. There's no guarantee that he's a match. It doesn't like, and I feel like that's why he's avoiding taking the test because he probably, Zane could be the type of ignorant person that goes on the internet, Google's given a kidney, finds out because the first thing you'll see is that your siblings are your best match, even over your parents. And he probably in his brain just assumed that he's going to be an automatic match. And it's just not that. That brother Smooth said he got enough vaginas. He meant it too. I believe him too. Cause women love y'all see the TikTok trend with the song say they like a nigga who like to lay low, literally. And he's just smooth and seem like he lay low. I bet he has lots of vaginas. Probably why he not tripping on being on this doggone show. But we're gonna move forward from Zayn. Can only say so much. The nigga's selfish and spoiled. James is right, honestly. The spoiled part, I think, is really what it
It's
is.
like it's very pertinent. Like when you guys look at who he is, what he does, what he's about, it's very, very pertinent because you just can't think, oh my goodness, this is your sibling. Like you were not necessarily raised with this person. Like I don't know the age difference between them. I don't remember, but it's like how were you raised with someone potentially, and then just
Turn your back on them
turn
so
your back? Like I
easily.
just couldn't do it. Like I'm not the closest with my siblings because I'm much older than all of them. But
Hmm.
if they need me, I'm there, regardless of how crazy it may be. I'm there. So it's like, yeah, he's selfish, definitely.
He's doing too much. He's definitely selfish. And it's the same with me being the oldest because I know you're the oldest as well. My youngest brother is 10 years younger than me. But, because we can only bond on so many things. What the hell we going to talk about? But if they need me, I'm there. Most people think that way, but
Yeah.
he ain't shit. Zane was watching Steel Magnolias and saw that scene. What would happen when she gave Julia Roberts' character a kidney and he got scared from that movie? Lord. Shit, you took it back with the Steel Magnolias. I haven't even
One of
thought
my
of that
favorite
movie in
movies
a
ever.
minute.
I have to watch that this if I have time. I have to watch that this weekend because
You know what
I
movie?
love that movie.
The saddest movie came on that I was watching on TV while working yesterday. Losing Isaiah.
Oh,
I
I
haven't
cry
seen that movie in
every.
years,
Oh
and
my
I was
god!
crying. I said,
Whoever
"Wait
that
a
little
minute."
boy is, like whoever that little actor is, I don't know who he is today, but whoever he was, that little boy played that role. Like I'm sorry, I was crying.
Mm, that movie, I can't watch that movie without crying. I don't know what's wrong with me. Don't know. No clue what's wrong with me. Lord help us. So Selma's still complaining about 24. And I agree with Erica Banks. Baby, your man don't trust you because you be cheating. And I was cracking up at the MTV producers forcing her to say it. But it's true that if your wife be cheating, men don't handle cheating as well as women do. Doesn't mean that women should be cheated on because we tired of that shit. But men don't seem to process being cheated on the way women do. They either crash out, end up broken, turn into serial cheaters themselves, or
Mm.
they become super controlling, sometimes abusive. And you could tell that 24 is really struggling with this. And I'm glad that Erica Banks clocked it because it's like, girl, wake up. It's like Selma wants to move how she moves with her career and with her life. And I can respect that as a woman. However, you still gotta move like you've caused your husband pain if you really love him. And you can't just expect him to be okay with you going and doing all these different things when you just lied to him about and us about cheating with Cooley just for us to find out your husband didn't know he found out on camera. So Selma keep putting herself in situations, but she tells Erica Banks that she wants to do an industry mixer for her, Erica and Queen Key. They're Erica Banks doesn't really need an industry mixer. She's pretty well known. I think her problem is she was attached to a label that's known to be messy and she don't want to sign with other ones, but I don't think she needed the mixer. And Queen Key just don't deserve one. I'll get to her later. But Queen Key is ghetto in every way of the word, child. She just ain't got no sense. She don't know no better, and I can't get mad at her for it. I really can't. But she decides to have this industry mixer, and 24 pulls up to the event randomly. And he comes in there with like a look on his face. I'm like, why he walked in there? Did you notice, James? He walked in there looking mad. And he talked about, I'm here because to pick you up. And she said, you wasn't supposed to pick me up. You just pulled up. You lying. I said, Selma, do you want to be with him or not? You could have went along with it or pulled him outside. Go ahead, James.
This is my problem with them too, because as I said, we cannot properly assess their marriage because there's so much they're not giving us to properly
Mm-hmm.
assess wanting to be on reality TV, both of them. So it's hard for us looking at the scenes with them, especially this scene in particular, where one, he looked like he had an attitude and she looked like she didn't want to be bothered. So it's like, well, what are we supposed to do with you two? Because to me, I get it, 24, you got a woman that was out of your league. And this happens a lot of the time. I say this all the time. Men who get women that are out of their league, y'all succumb and y'all sit up there and put yourself through so much gymnastics, track and field to please their feelings. And then when you
Hmm.
can't do no more, then you get irritated and aggravated. And it's not your fault because at the end of the day, she chose you too. But at the same time, y'all tend to bend like pretzels when it comes to getting women out of your league. And I don't understand why y'all do this. Shout out to Eugene. But the thing about it is, the problem with Selma is, Selma, you need to be honest. You are not physically attracted to this man, and I don't
Preach.
think you like him. And I think
Mm-mm.
that you like the benefit of being with somebody who can take care of you. And I think that you've been taught that if you got a man to take care of you, the looks won't even matter.
Clock
That is
it.
a lie. That is the biggest lie and the biggest misconception. And I'm sick of them old ass aunties saying that shit. Looks are very much so important. As I
They
say it,
absolutely are. You don't
yeah,
need to lead just on looks, but you should be attracted to the person that
at
you are
least have
dating.
a baseline attraction. At least, as I
A
said,
strong one.
a strong one. Mine are dimples. I don't date men without them because I know that that is a baseline attraction that I will always have towards men. That's why I do it. I don't want to short side a man. I don't want to get one without them. And then he'd be like, well, damn, you're not attracted to me. I'm like, I hope I'm attracted to you, but that's the baseline attraction I have towards all men. Sorry. But it's honest, but it lets me know whoever I end up with, that's always going to be a baseline attraction to you. Always. So to me, I feel like someone listened to whatever auntie told her, girl, you ain't got to worry about what he looked like. He can be ugly. As long as he got that money and can take care of you, that's all that matters. And that is the biggest mistake a lot of women make when they do shit like this.
I think I don't know what type of religion or form of Islam they practice, but the way that he's acting, it gives me one of the more extremist forms, not the
Mm-hmm.
more spiritual forms. I feel like that's a problem too. But at this point, the way she moves, I was just doing my 90-day recap, and somebody on that show is moving in a way that's just like they want the person to break up with them or something. Or not 90-day, it was Housewives of Rhode Island, Brian, Rula's husband. I was like, the
Yes.
way he acted at this point, he must want to be caught. Nobody does sloppy while cheating. It started to give that sometimes with Salma and how she's moving. But I think you're right in everything you say. And I hope she makes a choice, because that the reason I'm saying you clocked it is because she doesn't seem attracted to her partner. Like,
She
even if
doesn't.
people are not like big on PDA and affection, you can tell when two people are
You'll
physically
see
attracted to
some
each other.
inkling. Like you'll see some inkling in a couple. Like you always see something that binds them together physically. You're always going to see that with couples. When you don't see it with couples, it becomes questionable
Mm-hmm.
as to where you find. Because I'm telling y'all, that is a crock of shit when people say, oh, you don't have to be attracted to the person, you should love them for all other things. And I feel like that's the biggest lie we tell society. Attraction is one of the given things that we
Listen,
have
I
in
love
life.
my husband for all these different reasons that are huge outside of attraction. I swear to God, I do. However, I didn't respond to his DM. We met online before online dating was a thing, until I could see pictures, a variation, up close, face, all of it, to know if I actually was attracted to him. I wasn't gonna call him back if I wasn't. So
Oh yeah,
it's
you have
just
to
what,
physically examine them. You do. You have to physically
especially if
examine
you want
them,
to
and
get
yeah,
married, you have to
especially
look
when you
at
get
somebody
married.
the
Yeah,
rest of your life. You
and
better
let me
like
tell you,
that
and
face.
then the looks fade, and then you have to figure out if they start getting sagging and wrinkles everywhere. Could you still see the beyond the attraction of what you saw when you first met them? So there's a lot of things that go into physical attraction, but I don't want people to stay away and like think that that's a shallow way of dating. That is not. And I hate when people say that that is shallow. It is not shallow. You have to have a baseline attraction. That's why I get mad at Kimmy over there at Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because
Mm-hmm.
the fact that you don't have a baseline attraction to your husband is absolutely crazy to
It's
me.
why you in your own way.
Yep.
Exactly why you in your own way. Shetty said, you want to hit something, hit Weezer. I cannot. 2400 walked up in there looking all mad because he knew she was talking about him. Yep. I
Yeah.
think he's figuring out that she talks about him on this show because a couple of seasons have aired and he probably tired of it. She says, sorry, y'all, just a random thought. Y'all talk about movies that make you cry. Terms of Endearment is on right now. You know what movie makes me cry that my husband's never seen? I want him to see The Pursuit of Happiness. when they was sleeping in
I
that BART station, because I be at that BART station often, y'all don't understand how filthy that place is. I said, oh God.
when I tell y'all, there's not a movie on this earth that I say I relate to more than that one.
Terms of
More
endearment
than
or
no,
pursuit of,
Pursuit of Happiness.
okay, I was like, terms of endearment. My God, James.
No, I know, not Terms of Endearment, but when I tell you Pursuit of Happiness is one of those movies I always relate to. I never feel like my potential and what I do in my professional life is ever recognized. Ever recognized. And I don't, and I can't say this because I'm black. I just think that where I live, a lot of people are intimidated when someone knows exactly what to say, do, and can back up the accolades to do the position, which is why I get overlooked a lot because they
Mm,
want someone they can control. So that's the reason why. That's why when I watch The Pursuit of Happiness and seeing the struggle, thank God I don't have a little boy or child to carry along the
right.
struggle with me. But I'm working the job I'm working. I didn't want this job, but I had no choice because it was paying $29 an hour. And then Phoenix, if y'all live here, y'all will understand that that is good living here. So I had to do what I had to do. Had to have surgery, y'all. I can go on and on. We that's not what we're here for.
I
But
love that
yes,
movie though. It's
I do.
motivating, I think, also for a lot of people. I encourage you to see it, Shani. But what was that one? 7 pounds, the one he won, I think, an Oscar for. That one was even sadder. I
That
don't
one,
recommend
no, he
that.
had, and then he also had that slave movie that was just, oh my god,
Yeah, I don't know,
real.
but Will Smith, even on Fresh Prince, y'all, he used to be making me cry. Like when his father came and disappeared, I said, "Oh, my heart." But we done got off topic, y'all. But Selma, hopefully, she figure out what to do with her big ass husband. He needs to look at it too, because these men, I will say this: 24, maybe your wife would be more attracted to you if you do some stuff to get yourself in order. I'm just saying, get in shape. I can hear you breathing before you come on and get mic'd. And I just want him to figure it out. I just really want him to figure it out. But he made some comments that pissed me all the way off. He was like, I mean, you could change managers. You ain't making me no money. Way to uplift your wife, bucko. Like, who says that? Who says that to your wife? I don't like a man that wants to keep their woman down. I don't like that. I get so mad when I see my friends in relationships with people that like try to dim their light. Like, it should never be that way. My husband's crazy and he's just a man from East Oakland, but I tell you, that man will uplift me every day and everything that I do. I just feel like if somebody's dimming your light, get the hell away from them. Talk about she ain't
Not,
making you no money. Most independent artists don't make you money. That's why she needs a dedicated manager that understands that and is willing to invest in her so that they can both enjoy
that
the
let me know
return.
he was angry with her.
Right.
That let me know right there. Oh, you're angry with her. You're angry with her because that's your fucking wife. It don't matter if she make you money or not. You chose to marry this lady and chose to take care of her in the capacity that you do. So the fact that she ain't making you money and you want to throw on and hang on to this attitude because you're really mad at her cheating on you, but you don't want the viewers to know that is absolutely crazy that you would then say, you're not making me money, so what the hell are you used for? It's like, wow, how dare you, sir? Like, don't make me
Mhm.
be on Selma's side with all the bullshit she do just because you want to have an attitude about the shit she does.
Exactly. When you
Like,
have the
seriously.
option, he
To
not
leave.
only has the option to leave, but he could really make her understand and be accountable because he's funding her life, quite literally. So I don't know what these people are doing. Shani said 24 new name is 2,400 pounds. She not let it go. Oh Lord. Lord help us. Now Carly, Spice, and Ritty Rucci meet up at Carly's house. I said, Spice, you was acting like Carly Red living near you was this problem, and she's been near you this whole time. You done found your ass across the street and into her house. But Rennie pregnant again. She found out she was pregnant the day that she found out her dude was indicted on several federal charges, including a RICO charge and a murder for hire charge. It's looking like she intends to keep the baby. I mean, she ain't got much of a choice being they're in the South and one of those states that has acknowledged that Roe v. Wade is gone. And I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, we learn Rennie's got a history of dating men who are in jail. I believe at one point when she came on Love and Hip Hop, the man she was with was locked up at that time. Um, I just don't get it. Like, I know I cover Love After Lockup, y'all, but like, them people be broke. These people don't have success. Them people just be regular people that learn their lesson. Rennie Rucci is a name that's known in households because she's on television. She has success, and I just don't understand why you work so hard to get away from the hood life and the hood mentality just to fall back into it consistently for a dusty ass nigga that don't know how to get a real job. I respect the men who don't break the law 50 times more. I do. Cause it's hard as hell to live your life legally. If I done had a past life, y'all, and the current life I'm on is very legal, but it is very difficult to live your life in an honest and legal way, especially as it relates to income when things get hard. You know, she doesn't have to choose this quality of person. She could choose better. I get that she has her kids, but I mean, what else are we gonna say? She don't care about what nobody say online. She says she gonna stick beside him. So
I guess that's all that matters then, because yeah, if you're gonna stick beside him, then what the fuck do we know then? Hey,
I mean,
man, by all means,
we
go
not
right
gonna drag a
ahead.
pregnant
I'm not
lady.
gonna listen. Let me tell you, that is on you. Hey, I do just like this. That is on you, baby. If that's what it is, and that's what you want, I ain't got shit to do with nothing.
What's
Go
the
right
movie
ahead.
say?
Go,
Stupid
just
is as
go.
stupid does.
It sure is. So you go right ahead, baby. You do exactly what you feel is necessary. I won't open my fucking mouth. There you have it.
Yeah.
Because
Rennie, her situation, and I didn't want to say it on live because I felt like it would be mean and people wouldn't understand it. But it made me think of like that battle in the community of Americans of like people who put sugar in their grits compared to other things put in their grits and want the savory kind. It don't matter at this point, Rennie, what you do. If you like sugar or don't like sugar, I don't care. I hope she has a safe pregnancy. Um,
I think we all hope she has a safe pregnancy, and I do agree with you. I do feel like it's a subtlety of sugar versus non-sugar, but I think that the problem that I have with her is that you are constantly getting pregnant by unavailable men, and I don't understand you. I don't understand you. They either putting you out or they going into prison. Why do you constantly make these choices in men, and what are you getting out of this? Only to bring up kids in broken homes. Like I don't understand you.
because federal custody or not, he should be able to have made a phone call or gotten you a letter.
At the
But he
very
probably
least,
he
yeah.
probably prioritizing talking to other people. But
Which
whatever
will
the
make
heck,
me sad in hindsight. If that really is what it is, that would make me sad for her just because, damn, you really is sitting there waiting on this man.
you
Hand
don't
in
have a
glove.
ring.
You ain't
This
got no
man did not
ring. You
even
ain't got
care
no
enough to make you a
commitment.
fiance. And when
Right. You
people
ain't
say
got.
that, oh, we have a child together, that means nothing. Do
It
they
does,
want to
and I
be
want women to
legally
stop
tied
doing
to
that.
you?
I want women to stop doing that. I want y'all to stop using your child as leverage to feel like you have access to a man and all capabilities other than sex. You do not have anything when you just have a child. That is just something that y'all did that y'all didn't have no business doing, but oh well, the baby is here anyway, and you now have to raise this baby. But y'all do
Mm-hmm.
not have ties to men just because you have children with them. They don't belong to you unless you are legally bound to them. I don't know who need to hear this, but let me explain something to you. I don't come from a segment of women who worry about the men they have children with. If anything, they are more distant from them and trying to find their forever. Because when I tell you, my cousin will hand that baby and not even look at her baby daddy. Here you go. Here this baby. Here this bag. Have a good time. Bring him back by 5. Or if he gonna be there, you make sure you bathe him before you bring him back tomorrow morning. That's exactly the word she said. She don't ain't no access to her. She said she done because she did want to get pregnant by the motherfucker unless she got a ring in the first place, and then she got pregnant and she said, "Well, here's your consequence. Give me
this
consequences."
this is the part that really makes sense. The Shetty said because you have a kid, you should definitely be making sure your shit's together and not waiting on no dude. Because that's you also have to think about the example that that provides to the children, the message that that sends. You want your kids to make better decisions than you make for yourself, you know. But Rennie, I think separate from the children situation, to allow yourself to become pregnant again by a man that was willing to disrespect you postpartum, which is when women are at their most vulnerable. I just think that shows he doesn't have much respect for women or the law. But congrats, Rennie. We wish you the best. I can we can only say so much. Uh poor girl. Lord. Zay meet with his mama, his nasty ass mama. Y'all know I don't like Zay mama. Now I could find comedy and humor and ways to love Judy, Mendici's mom. I done found ways to laugh at and enjoy Mama Jones. I done found ways to even laugh with Miss Charlene, Rashida's mama, even though she sit on laps she shouldn't sit on. Mama D, we have found a way to endure. I mean, I can find comedy in the worst of reality television moms, but when it comes to Zane's mom, I don't like this bitch, and I hate that I have to talk about somebody's mama like this. But when I look at Zane's mom, she looked like the crackheads that ride the 1R in Oakland. Like, I don't like this lady. I don't. It's an AC transit bus for those who
Yeah,
don't
yeah, I don't know.
know.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say
goes
you have to
throughout
explain what
East
that is.
14. Oh, now known as International
International
Boulevard.
Boulevard. Yep.
But and that bus take you so far all throughout. That bus take you through
I remember
every
the
hood of Oakland.
days. Oh
That
my god.
it starts in Deep East Oakland. That bus will take you from Deep East Oakland all the way up into West Oakland near Acor. That but and I see women that look like Zane's mama on that bus. I do not like that mom. What does James say? Charge it to my heart, not my mind. Give me a pass. I ain't got nothing nice for this lady. Just charge me a fine. Um, he tell his mama he not gonna get tested, and the first thing this wench say is, "Well, did Ashley have any advice on this?" Bitch, why are you looking for a reason to have a problem with his wife? Do you want to sit on the dick, or do you want to let her continue to do it? In all of Atlanta,
This is something I hate when moms do too.
like, why
And
are you doing this?
because my mom does this where
Does she?
it's never me, it's my partner, whoever I'm with. I would never make this decision. They made it for me. Yes, yes, absolutely. Black mama, stop doing this.
My
When
mom
you
did
don't.
that with my husband,
Yes.
and she my my mom, God bless her, she's a Leo. She have no reason to not like my husband, but I am the oldest, so she always vented to me about her breakups and relationships, and she feel like my husband kind of took a little bit of me away. But I tell you, this lady just look for reasons to not like him for no reason. She just be looking for reasons. Makes no sense to where the family, my siblings, my dad be like, you need to chill out. My husband, bless his heart, just be so polite to her. But
It's just because it interferes with her
no,
access to you, kind of. That goes, well, at least that's my story.
Zane, he needs to lock his mama up in a Harry Potter closet under some stairs and leave her
I
there.
just feel like, lady, your response should have been, I did not raise you to turn your back on family when they
Thank
need
you.
you. I did not raise you to be extremely selfish in this life altering situation. The very least you can do is to get tested to see if maybe by the straw hat of a possibility you may be a match. And if you are not a match, then you know what? No harm, no foul. We will keep trying and trying, but we need you. And I think that this is what he's not seeing is that your family needs you, you know,
He does
and
no, he sees it. He doesn't care. And that's the part with
that's
Zayn that I
hard.
think
Yeah, and that's
disgusted
hard for me to
Jock.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, because Jock, remember Jock, when he went through his situation with his brother, he couldn't really afford to or want to fully bail him out at first. But then they ended up doing it because he wanted to be there for his brother. Like, so I'm not saying all the time you got to just be there for family. Like, if something like sexual trauma or your family allowing you to be like abused or harmed in ways that could cause you lifelong trauma, like, fine, then I'd understand it. But in this case, it's not that. So Lord, but Zane's mama essentially asked if it was Ashley. She says that Ashley was a problem because for some reason Zane told his mom that Ashley said that she would be concerned because it's risky. But then if we rewind back to when he was talking to young Jock, he told Jock that Ashley said that whatever he decides she supports, but to consider all risk. So I kind of felt like he threw Ashley under the bus to his mama because he's too much of a fucking coward to tell his mama that he don't want to get tested or do the surgery. That's what I felt like happened. And the mom is going to look for Ashley to blame. Instead of asking the question like Shani is saying she should be asking, Zane actually had to check her, which he doesn't often do with his mom, because he threw his wife under the bus and then realized that lady was about to just make a problem. And I feel like you should know not to bring up Ashley to your mom unless you absolutely have to. Then he starts trying to say that the ex-wife is and the baby mama is supporting the brother, but Ashley's also been supporting him. I just don't understand the mother's beef with Ashley, but Zane wants to go on a camping trip and he wants his mama to be there. So we'll see how that goes. Did you want to add anything to Zane and his mama scene?
No, because to me, to watch this ignorance on camera on this very serious matter is just it's so disheartening. So no, I don't have much to say. So we can move on.
Zane, you better show your mama how Mama D used to act and see how Mama D had to come back and apologize to all of her son's baby mamas and admit that her son ain't shit. Just saying. Unattractive little man. She said, not the people under the stairs. I feel like she'd be quiet down there, but she's in a space. You know how stairs are always centrally located in the house. If she needs some water or something, she could knock on the wall. We could just slip it right through, put her near the kitchen. Or if your brother abused that organ, if he was an alcoholic and was told to stop drinking but kept on and destroyed his kidney, no, I'm not giving it to. That's true. I'm
I
not.
mean, yeah, I could see someone's point of view if that was the circumstance.
Mhm.
Did they ever? I don't recall. Did they ever reveal what the circumstance was of why he needed it?
No,
Okay,
no.
I
We
didn't
ain't
think
even
I heard
seen
it.
the
I didn't
brother.
think. Yeah, I didn't think I heard anything either. That's why I was like, okay, maybe I missed it.
I'm
Like,
like, Zane, your family obviously want to be on TV and you paying them anyway. Make them work for the fucking check. I would be filming all up in my mama's house with my little brother. Like, where is he? Can we see something? Lord. But
well, not only where is he, but like we need the backstory of why he's in this predicament. Like, was this something he was always going to need? Was this like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I needed more backstory just to properly assess, like, you know,
fair.
this selfishness. Because Zane could be, very much valid in why he's saying no. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
he better open his fucking mouth and tell us, because a closed mouth ain't never been the type to get fed.
I agree.
I'm tired of saying he got on my nerves since he got here. And so at this point, open your mouth or keep your family away from us, please. Say, um, we get to the industry mixer that Selma, Erica Banks, and Queen Key. But I'm going to give credit to Selma Slim. You could tell that Selma put a lot of effort into this. Don't sleep on her. She may not be the biggest name and well known, but she's married to an artist and very popular rapper who's relevant in the industry. That's why she had all the features on her album. And I'm sure she has people to call through him. But she introduces 24 to Smooth and everything goes well. But Selma decided to interrupt 24 in front of Smooth because 24 is like he wants her to do well and he wants Selma to win. And she kind of interrupts him and is like, but do you really want me to win? Because you're making it hard for her to get a manager. And I felt like that was unprofessional. If you want to work with people outside of your husband, then you need to not bring up your issues with your husbands. It's like if I go to a job interview for a retail job at Target, I'm not going to talk about what went bad at my retail job at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Like it's improper professional etiquette in my opinion. Y'all could tell me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like Selma should not have brought that up, especially when this man has already made it clear when he met you before in the studio that he's about dollars. He ain't worried about you and your man situation. But Smooth interrupts and told them he got plenty of vagina. He just here to make money and feels like they need to work some stuff out, before he could get involved. And he walked off from them, and I don't blame them. I think Selma and 24 were wrong because 24, that man had to let you know that he got plenty of vagina and don't want your wife because you are giving off insecure. I feel like my bitch could be snatched from me energy. What does Jay Stalin call it? Bitch nigga energy. That's what you give it. I'm sorry. Shout out West Oakland again. But Selma's wrong in that she's not being professional at all. Stop bringing up your husband. And Shani is not lying. Smooth is not unattractive. He is not unattractive. So I can understand why 24 would feel away, but if you know your bitch not attracted to you, and then she cheated on you, and then it's difficult. Why are you still with her? But how do you feel about 24's interaction with oh boy?
Um, I don't feel like he was honest. So we're just going to. I'm just going to move on because I feel like, to me, I need you to be honest
Not perpetrate,
and
that's
not
all he did.
perpetrate no bullshit ass story. Tell us, say what the reality is with you. However long Selma has cheated on you, go ahead and put it out there because it's already halfway there. We just need you to tell the full story. I feel like if you tell the full story, the healing can begin. But the fact that you want to keep your mouth tight, lip closed, and not say what it is and want to be delusional about Selma, then what's the point of even talking about it?
That's fair. You just coming across as passive aggressive
Yes. And
and
it's like
doing
it's
too much
old.
24. Like if your wife cheated on you and you acting this way, if you would lead with that, especially the best time you had an industry mixer with MTV Love and Hip Hop cameras in front of you. So if you were going to talk about some stuff, you may as well talk about it. They would accept that. But when you trying to act like everything is good between y'all and then this energy is showing something different, it's becoming a bigger problem. Shani says Sierra tells him in the episode he gives off bitch ass energy. He does. He does. And James called it when these people were introduced. He said they probably not going to admit what really happened or he's going to perpetrate. James called it. He said something. I can't remember the exact words, but he called that 24 would end up being the exact way that he is. He called that he probably has been getting cheated on and knows about it. Like
Yeah.
James called and clocked it.
I said it
24
from the
does give
first
off
day
that
I saw
energy.
this couple. I knew exactly what I was looking at. Like I didn't, they didn't even have to go into like I knew exactly what I was looking at because the problem is once again, and I will say this again for people who are late to the video. When you have somebody that is out of your league, you fold and you bend like pretzels to make them happy, to make sure they still are there because you don't want to be alone, but then also you can flaunt this as an ego trip to everybody else around you. Lo and behold, this lady out there laying it low, spreading right, getting rolled away hard, put away wet. It's
She
just
taking
like
Ubers. That's
it
so
is like
reckless.
right. She reckless with her
How
infidelity.
bad do you
So
have to be for a bitch to get reckless when she cheats? Because usually women are not that reckless. That you let your side piece know your address? Like, what are you doing? So I don't know what these people are doing, but we gonna move forward because they're both dumb. That sounds mean, but they're musically talented. That's it. That's it. And get your own independence, ladies, because I feel like Selma's dealing with this because of financial reasons. Get your own financial independence in order, please. Um, Queen Key speaks with an Atlantic Records music executive. Cardi B, I believe, is signed to Atlantic Records. K Michelle was signed to them. They're a huge label. They're also a label that's known to be problematic, but they're a huge label nonetheless. So they're talking to an executive there, and Queen Key was just super unprofessional when speaking to the label. She definitely does need a manager, but a manager can only do so much. Eventually, the manager is the buffer. Eventually, the artist is going to have to come face to face with label executives, A&R, or people who are important, and they're going to have to speak for themselves. Your manager cannot do everything for you. So I get it, Queen Key, but you're gonna have to tighten up. This was so unprofessional. She complained to the label exec about how she don't really mess with labels. She don't see how they can help her. And Spice is sitting there. Spice, I believe, is signed to Atlantic. And Spice is sitting there explaining, like, labels can help you in terms of really like marketing and things of that nature. They can get you the money you need to market all at once. They can help you get onto playlists. They can curate you onto radio stations and college radio, as well as satellite radio, as well as radio aligned with things like Clear Channel. There's a lot that labels do still do that does provide the artist with understanding. They can also, if you have an attorney yourself, that's reading stuff and go over your deal appropriately, they can also help to protect you legally as it relates to owning your catalog, your masters, things of that nature. So there are still positives in labels, but there's more benefits to being independent. But when you're independent, like Pinky from RHOA, you're your personal guarantor on everything, okay? There ain't no help, there's no nothing. You just on your own with a
and
bald
let's be
head.
very clear, that is a perfect like segue to be a guarantor. Not when you own a restaurant that is your own mom and pop.
James said that's what you should have done, Pinky. He said
Yes, like to me, once again, I don't understand. Like to me, that blew my mind
it did too. I
when
think a
she said,
lot
I
of
was
people were
like,
surprised at
wait a
that.
minute, you did what? Y'all, it does not be in this situation when you're an independent artist, yes, absolutely, because you own your own copyrights, you own your own royalties, it is absolutely fine. That makes sense. Not when you own a mom and pop restaurant that you have now franchised and built different locations, or
Child,
not franchise
restauranteering
chains.
in general, I wouldn't do
Yes,
that. It's
I would
such a
never.
up
No,
and
there's
down.
certain businesses you should never do that with. Restaurants are one of them.
Pinky, you
Um,
could have served plates out the house. It's quite a skill.
hell, buying. What's another one? Oh yeah, buying into a franchise. That's another one that you do not want to do because they have a big name already. Why the fuck would you? Yes, because I have a friend who's actually trying to get out of that now. He ended up buying a UPS. And he
Mm.
did that. And I told him, you are an idiot. Get out of that as quick as you can. So right now he's looking into negotiating to not be that. I said, why the hell would you do that in the first place? That's stupid. As big as that UPS's name is, the fuck?
Mm-mm. I would
Yeah.
never.
I would
But
never like it was there's only certain businesses like me being an author, yes, it makes sense. It's my work, my writing. I pay people to edit, graphic design. That makes sense. But no, not in these type
Queen
of
Key,
businesses.
though, in her situation, see, with music, I think a lot of independent artists have the idea that they're independent, they could just do what they want, but you still have to do stuff the appropriate way. You just don't have that label doing it for you. When Queen Key figures that out, I think she'll go far. Until then, I don't see her going much further than loving hip hop and being popular in the Chicago, rap scene. And she's cool, she's talented, but she's got to get more professional to tell a label that you don't see what they do when without giving them the opportunity to explain it to you or even thinking to ask questions showing that you're engaged, and then to say y'all just want to profit off my catalog. Dumb bitch, protect your catalog. How you in the industry and you don't know to do that? You should be doing that without the label in general. So I hope that Queen Key finds management. She was unprofessional. The last thing we go walk into is Erica takes Selma at this event and she has her to talk to Sierra. Last time Selma and Sierra talked with 24 and them, they got into an altercation. Sierra's husband was acting a fool. Sierra's husband told 24 that his brother was smacking Selma's cheeks. All these crazy things happen. And Selma and Sierra talk, and Sierra apologizes to her, which is good. But Selma did agree that 24 owed Sierra an apology because he did call her out of her name and do too much. However, Sierra and her man started it, and Sierra did make stuff physical, but a man should refrain from that. Like, if that, like, my spouse isn't gonna just start cussing a female out, he probably gonna look at me and be like, "You might have to come out retirement with them hands." If he get irritated, but he ain't gonna address no females. Like, so it was strange that 24 did that. He could have just addressed Zay. But Selma goes to grab 24 to apologize. And this how you know their marriage ain't right. And she don't got no pull in that household. I ain't never seen a wife walk up to a man and say, "Can you apologize to this woman?" And he refused. It refused. It took her, she was about to come back and say he ain't coming before he decided to go over there. I said, my God, like, you don't respect your wife at all. You can't even consider making this easier for her. But he eventually talks with Sierra. He was already on Tim when he went up to Sierra. He was aggressive as hell, but he did eventually apologize, but Sierra had to apologize for her part in things first. But I hollered at Sierra in the confessional. Sierra said, "Now I see why she be cheating. He mad because he got a little shrimp dick." She says Selma's next album should be called "Is It In Yet?" I said, let me explain something about Geminis. I'm gonna defend her. Okay. I'm gonna defend her. I am.
Please let me
I
see.
am. Listen, when you come for us and we did not send for you, as the great Kenya Moore once said, if we try and come down because we will always apologize and you still be on bullshit or it ain't right, we gonna take it to hell and read you for filth. Now, I'm actually proud of Sierra because as a Gemini, for her to make that comment in the confessional and not to his face, I think shows growth. And I like to acknowledge growth. However, comma, that was a nice era, but you might want to look into battle rap because you kind of ate with that line. Is it in yet?
Um,
I couldn't take it
no,
seriously. I,
I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing because to me, yes, Mrs. Messages did defend it. I totally get it. I totally understand it. But at the same time, it is mean and it is
it
uncalled
was
for.
me, but this man, the way he been acting at this point, if you're nice to 24, he's aggressive and growling. If you mean to 24, he's aggressive and growling. If he's getting what he wants, he's aggressive and growling. I don't think he want to be here no more.
Uh, well, then
I
he
think
need
he
to get.
tired of
Then
this
he need. Then
show.
he need to get the fuck on. Like, did nobody tell y'all to come on this show? Like, I'm sorry, I don't like 24, and I don't like
Nobody
Selma either.
does.
And I just feel like if y'all don't want to be on this show, then y'all need to get the fuck on and move the fuck on. Like to me, y'all were probably better off before the show. Her cheating can be private. Your insecurities can be in the home, and then y'all can just live y'all merry way. Like, why do we need to be victims of y'all bullshit?
Only time will tell. Hell, I don't understand what they're doing, but I do think you're right. 24 is not. He's not likable at all.
No, he's not likable. He's not even at the very most, had I not known who he was like I would feel like, why is he here? Like, what are you doing here? Like,
That's the truth.
what's the point of y'all being on the show if one, y'all were not going to be honest about y'all situation, and then two, you're going to be passive aggressive and also be totally aloof to everything. It's like, well, what's the point? It's
Child.
on camera. We see it. Then your wife can't keep her life straight. She 1 minute she says she did, 1 minute she says she didn't. So it's like, well, what do y'all want us to? What do y'all want from us? What do y'all want?
They're not giving it to us in a way that we can judge it. They're not giving us it. They're just not giving it to us in a way that makes sense. It just don't
No,
make
it just
sense.
doesn't make
Look,
sense, and
Stanny
it's
says she don't like him either.
I
Not
just can't. I
bootless.
listen. I can't. I cannot with them too. I just cannot because to me it is so just. It's not only is it cringy, but it's very very disturbing.
It is. It
Very
is.
disturbing.
Y'all don't be looking at these shows for examples on love. But that was pretty
No,
much
because
it
this is
for
the
love.
wrong one.
We go keep preaching that till we can't no more. Y'all, that was it for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. There wasn't really much to talk about this week, if we're being honest. Again, let's keep in mind that the comments that we give are based on our personal opinions from what we see on the show. We are commenting under fair use for copyright and all those good things. It's good to say it here and there on the channel, but there's always a disclaimer. I appreciate y'all for being patient with myself and James. James is doing a cross country move while also working mandatory overtime at night. So be patient with James. I've been telling him, I guess I'm gonna speak for him now. I've been telling him don't stress off YouTube. He's probably gonna have a lot of his reviews come out at the top of the week, like Sunday, Monday. So be sure to subscribe so that you guys do not miss those. He covers currently Love and Marriage Huntsville, Bell Collective once it's back, Bell Collective Birmingham, which is here, and Housewives of Atlanta. The
Yes.
next live I'll have will be tomorrow. It's probably going to be a little bit earlier because I have something to do. So it's probably going to be 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, which
I
is
just pray I'm
4:30.
awake because I
If you're
usually
not
sleep.
awake, don't worry
I
about
usually
it.
sleep to 2:30 at the because y'all I don't go to bed till 9 a.m. So I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, if you can't make it, don't worry about it.
Okay.
My schedule is pretty this week.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, I'll get you guys the review for the Hulu documentary on the Cult of Nature Boy. That will be up. And then we'll finish out Beverly Hills as well. I may do Ladies of London live because I believe Shani asked me to. Other than that, we appreciate everybody. We hope everyone has a good night. Thank you, James. And I'll see y'all another time. Au
Yeah.
revoir. you.